So there have been some changes to the UK immigration policies, and if you're looking to move to the UK, either as a student or as a working professional, this is information you must absolutely have. I'm Ashika, and without wasting much time, let's dive right in. The first one is the Global Business Mobility. GBM or Global Business Mobility route is the new visa category which reorganizes some of the existing visa routes in place together with some new routes to allow overseas businesses seeking help to set up a business in the UK or transfer staff to the UK. Now, bear in mind that since these are temporary work visas, they do not require you to take the English language test. The other good news is you can also bring your dependents along with you in some of these visas, and once you get to the UK, you can switch your visa type if you'd like to remain in the UK for a longer period. However, there are certain criteria which require you to make a basic amount of salary and in terms of your skills, and they also require you to work for your existing employer for a certain period of time before you apply to move to the UK. Now, the types of visas are a senior or a specialist worker. This was earlier known as the intra-company or the ICT route. Now, this route is for senior managers or specialist employees who are being assigned to a UK business linked to their employers or overseas. The second one is the graduate trainee. This route replaces the intra-company graduate trainee route. This is for workers on a graduate training course leading to senior management or a specialist position and who are required to do a work placement in the UK. The third type is the UK expansion worker. It replaces the sole representative of an overseas business route. This route is for senior managers or specialist employees who are being assigned to the UK to undertake work related to a business's expansion in the UK. UK expansion workers now require to be sponsored and are subject to a minimum skills requirement and a minimum salary of £42,400 per year, or the going rate for the job, whichever is higher. There's also the service supplier. This route is for contractual service suppliers employed by an overseas provider and self-employed independent professionals based overseas who need to undertake an assignment in the UK to provide services covered by one of UK's international trade commitments. And then there's the secondment worker. This route is for workers being seconded to the UK as a part of a high-value contract or investment by their employers overseas. This is a new route under the UK immigration rules, as international secondments was previously not allowed. But before I move ahead, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so now. It's just here. And click on the bell icon for notifications. Now, the second update is in terms of distance learning. Distance learning students will also be granted a graduate visa in the UK finally. Now, if you recall, the UK had initially insisted that you have to be in the UK and complete your entire course if you were eligible or if you were to be eligible for a graduate visa. That's not the case anymore. Keeping all that's happening around us in mind, the UK government has now made provisions to allow for distance learning students to also apply for graduate visas. But bear in mind that if you started a distance learning course in the autumn of 2021 or in spring of 2022, and if your course was 12 months or shorter, you absolutely need to be in the UK before the 30th of June 2022 if you are to apply for this visa. Now, the next update is with regards to student hours. So there was earlier a cap that international students who were studying in the UK couldn't work more than 20 hours, but that cap has been taken away for anyone working with the NHS. They can now work for more than 20 hours, and this applies to professions like general practitioners and medical practitioners and dentists and nurses. You can read the entire list at your leisure. You can take a screenshot if that helps you out, and you can check out the entire list of professions in the description box below. If you have any questions about moving to the UK, or if you want to ask me something, including why my voice sounds so absolutely terrible, you can just leave me a comment in the comment section below and I will get back to you. Alright, moving to visa fees. Now, like everything else in the UK, because I'm sure you've noticed or you've read the articles, everything in the UK is getting more expensive. Visa fees are also getting more expensive. That sounds like a lot of bad news, but the good news is that they're getting expensive, but not by too much, just by minimal amounts. For instance, a visitor visa for 6 months earlier was about £95, now it's £100, so there's like a £5 difference. And a skilled worker visa for 3 years was £610. It's now £625. So again, then not too much of a difference if you look at it relatively. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the details again because there's a lot of visas whose costs have changed, but I'm going to put this up here and you can take a screenshot whenever you see appropriate, and you can save this for later. And you can also head over to the description box below. I've added a link where you can go through all of the visa costs at your own leisure and find out all the details that you need. Now, coming to priority visas. A shortcut that many of us have considered in the past when we were short on time was to apply for a priority or a super priority visa if you were really short on time or there was something urgent. Well, unfortunately, because of the situation that's happening in Ukraine right now, all priority and super priority visas have now been suspended, so the services no longer exist. Which means that if you need to apply for a visa to go to the UK, it's going to take you anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks for all visas. Which also means you really need to plan out all of your travel in advance, and you need to apply for your visa with a good amount of time in advance because the likelihood of them being delayed is very high right now. And this doesn't just apply for tourist visas, it applies for skilled worker visas and global business mobility visas and student visas. It's all the visas that are getting delayed. Moving on to the Youth Mobility Scheme. The Youth Mobility Scheme is this absolutely brilliant visa if you're looking to move to the UK. And if you don't know too much about it and you'd like to get more details, especially because India is on the list right now and the list is open and the list is due to open soon, you can find all the details right here.